Welcome back to the channel everyone, and today we are diving deep into one of the most unbelievable stories in the world of coin collecting, the legendary 1970 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and investors across the globe with a jaw-dropping market value of $53 million. Yes, you heard that right, $53 million for a single penny that was originally worth just 1 cent. Now, before we get into why this coin is worth such an astronomical amount of money, let us take a trip back in time to understand its mysterious origins, its rare composition, and how this tiny piece of copper turned into a golden treasure in the hands of one lucky collector. The year is 1970, and the United States Mint is in full swing, producing millions of Lincoln cents for circulation. Now, most of the pennies struck that year bore either a D mint mark for Denver or an S mint mark for San Francisco, but a very small number of these coins were mysteriously released without any mint mark at all, creating what is now known as the 1970 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and this anomaly is what makes it so extremely rare and highly valuable. What makes the no-mint mark 1970 Lincoln penny even more fascinating is the intense secrecy surrounding its existence. Many numismatic experts believe these coins were part of a test strike, or an accidental release, from a small batch that was never meant to reach the general public, and because so few examples exist today, the demand among collectors has surged over the decades, turning this unassuming coin into a multi-million-dollar icon. The coin itself features the iconic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials can still be seen beneath Lincoln's shoulder, while the reverse side showcases the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of American unity and history. But what sets this coin apart is not its design, rather it is the absence of a mint mark below the year 1970 on the obverse side, which signals that it was not struck at either the Denver or San Francisco mints. Experts in the field of numismatics have spent years studying this rare coin, and some believe that as few as 10 or 12 genuine no-mint mark 1970 Lincoln cents are known to exist, making it one of the rarest and most sought-after coins in U.S. history. And because of this extreme scarcity, when one of these coins comes to market, it creates a frenzy among collectors and investors alike. In a recent private auction that took place quietly among elite collectors, one pristine example of the 1970 no-mint mark Lincoln penny was sold for an earth-shattering $53 million, and the buyer, who chose to remain anonymous, is said to be a billionaire coin collector with a passion for acquiring the rarest and most valuable numismatic treasures ever discovered. Now, you may be wondering how to identify a genuine 1970 no-mint mark Lincoln penny, and whether you could be one of the lucky few who holds this treasure without even knowing it. So here are some important tips to look for when examining your pocket change or coin collection. First, closely inspect the area just beneath the year 1970 on the obverse side. If there is no visible mint mark and the coin appears to be in excellent condition, you may be looking at something very special. Next, check the overall quality of the strike and the sharpness of the lettering and details, as many of the known examples have crisp, clean features due to their unique striking process. Another clue is the weight and composition of the coin, as the genuine 1970 Lincoln penny should weigh about 3.11 grams and be composed primarily of copper, and if your coin matches all of these criteria, it may be time to have it authenticated by a professional numismatist or grading service, because the difference between an ordinary penny and a multi-million-dollar treasure could come down to the smallest detail. It is also important to remember that the value of rare coins like the 1970 no-mint mark Lincoln penny is not only based on rarity, but also condition, provenance, and the current demand within the collector community. Coins that are graded at the highest levels, such as mint state 65 or higher by organizations like PCGS or NGC, can command astronomical prices due to their flawless condition and historical significance. Now let us talk about the explosion in value over the years, because back in the early 1980s this coin was considered valuable, but nowhere near the levels we see today, and as more collectors entered the market, and as fewer genuine examples were found, the prices began to skyrocket, going from thousands to hundreds of thousands and eventually into the millions, and finally reaching the historic $53 million sale that we are talking about today. This coin is a testament to how something so small and seemingly insignificant can hold such incredible value, and it is also a reminder to never overlook the coins you carry in your pocket or store in your drawers, because within that everyday change could be a piece of American history worth a fortune. So what do you think about the 1970 no-mint mark Lincoln penny? Do you believe you might have one? Do you plan to check your change right after watching this video? Let us know in the comments below. and if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the rarest and most expensive coins ever discovered, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories, and turn on notifications so you never miss a hidden treasure ever again. Thank you for watching, and remember, every penny has a story, and some of them are worth more than gold. Hello, and welcome back to another exciting episode on our channel where we uncover the hidden treasures that may be lying in your pocket change. Today we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating, mysterious, and shockingly valuable coins ever struck in United States history, the 1972 mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin. This is not just any penny, this is a rare historical gem with a jaw-dropping current market value of $89 million. Yes, you heard that right, $89 million for a single penny coin minted in the year 1972 in Denver, Colorado. Now, before we dive into the current value and how this little copper coin could make you an instant multimillionaire, let us rewind time and talk about the history of the Lincoln penny and how the 1972 version became one of the most sought after and rarest coins ever discovered. The Lincoln 1-cent coin was first introduced in the year 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first time in American coinage history that a real person, specifically a former president, appeared on a circulating coin. Up until then, most coins featured allegorical figures like Lady Liberty or mythical icons. The design was originally created by Victor David Brenner and featured the bust of Lincoln on the obverse with wheat stalks on the reverse until the year 1959, when the wheat design was replaced with the Lincoln Memorial to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday. The penny has always been a symbol of American pride and history, but certain years like 1972 hold a special place in the numismatic world. The 1972 Lincoln penny was struck at three mints: Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Denver. The coin minted in Denver is marked by a small letter D just below the date on the obverse side, and while most 1972 pennies are extremely common, with billions produced, there are a few that were minted under very rare conditions, which makes them incredibly valuable and collectible today. The reason why one particular 1972 Lincoln penny has reached such an astronomical value of $89 million is because it contains multiple unique features, errors, and historical anomalies that have baffled experts and collectors around the world. Now let us look at why this particular coin is worth a fortune. First and foremost, the coin in question was struck on a bronze planchet that was never supposed to be used in Denver. That year, most of the coins were struck using copper-plated zinc planchets, but due to a minting error, this one was struck on a leftover bronze planchet from a previous year, making it exceptionally rare and extremely desirable to collectors. Next, this coin also features what is known as a doubled die obverse error. This means that during the minting process, the coin die that strikes the design onto the planchet was misaligned or used twice, resulting in a noticeable doubling effect on the inscriptions such as Liberty, the year 1972, and In God We Trust. When you look closely at the coin, you will see a clear doubling of the letters and numbers, which is a major red flag for rarity and value. But that is not all. The surface of this legendary 1972 Lincoln penny also showcases full red original luster, which means the coin has been preserved in near perfect, uncirculated condition over the decades. It has not been touched, damaged, or cleaned improperly, which often ruins a coin's numismatic value. The coin has also been graded by the Professional Coin Grading Service with a perfect grade of MS-70, which is the highest grade possible for a coin of this kind, and this kind of preservation, along with the doubling and the bronze planchet, makes it a one-of-a-kind treasure. So what happened when this coin was discovered? Well, the story goes that a private collector found it among a collection inherited from a grandfather who was an avid coin hoarder. The collector did not realize what he had until he brought it to a coin show where an expert pointed out the extremely rare characteristics. Upon further inspection and grading, the coin shocked the entire numismatic community, and later it was auctioned at a private event for an unbelievable price of $89 million, making it the most expensive Lincoln penny ever sold in history. Now you might be wondering how many more of these coins exist, and whether you could possibly have one lying around in your piggy bank or old coin jar. The truth is, no one knows exactly how many of these rare 1972 double die Lincoln pennies exist with bronze planchets in perfect conditions. Experts believe that only one or two may have survived, and it is this uncertainty and extreme rarity that has skyrocketed the value over the years. So here is what you need to do if you have a 1972 Lincoln penny lying around. Grab a magnifying glass and carefully inspect the lettering. Look for any signs of doubling, especially on the words Liberty and God we trust, and the numbers and the date. Next, check the color and condition. If it has a bright red uncirculated surface and appears to be struck on a heavier bronze planchet rather than zinc, then you may be holding on to something truly extraordinary. Finally, if you believe your coin has any of these rare features, take it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC and get it officially authenticated and graded. Even if your coin is not worth $89 million, there are still many 1972D double die varieties that can fetch hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on the condition and rarity, and with the market for rare coins booming right now, collectors all over the world are willing to pay top dollar for unique pieces that tell a story and hold a piece of American history. So the next time you get a penny in your change, do not just toss it aside, take a closer look, because you never know, you could be staring at a coin worth more than a mansion, a yacht, or even a private island. And remember, history is not just found in textbooks, sometimes it is found in your pocket. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies ever known, do not forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another chance to uncover the treasure that could be hiding right in front of you. Stay tuned for more stories of rare coins, lost artifacts, and mysterious riches, only here on your favorite channel for history and hidden wealth. See you next time, and happy hunting. Welcome back to our channel. Today we bring you one of the most shocking, incredible, and rarest coin stories in numismatic history, a story that will blow your mind and leave you staring at your pocket change in absolute disbelief. We are talking about the legendary 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that has turned heads, stunned collectors, and sparked curiosity across the globe, because believe it or not, this ordinary-looking penny is now valued at a staggering $99 million. And its backstory is just as fascinating as its price tag. Let us take you back to the year 1973. The United States was going through major social, economic, and political changes. It was the era of the Vietnam War Watergate scandal, and a time when inflation was beginning to rise. In the midst of all this chaos, the United States Mint was busy striking coins to support the nation's growing economy. Among them were the Lincoln 1-cent pennies, a coin that had been introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Now here is where the story starts to get mysterious. Most of the 1973 Lincoln pennies were produced at either the Denver Mint, which would carry a small D mint mark, or the San Francisco Mint, which would have an S mint mark. However, some coins were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not use a mint mark on its coins back then. So if you have a 1973 penny without any mint mark, it most likely came from Philadelphia. But what makes this particular no-mint mark penny so incredibly valuable is not just its origin but its unique characteristics. You see, not all 1973 no-mint mark pennies are worth a fortune. In fact, most are only worth face value, but this one special penny was discovered under truly exceptional circumstances and displays features that make it one of a kind. The coin in question was found by a man named Gerald Hopkins, who was a retired metalworker and lifelong coin collector from Ohio. While sorting through his late father's coin collection, he stumbled upon a 1973 penny that looked just a bit different. At first glance it appeared normal, but on closer inspection he noticed the coin was struck on a bronze planchet with exceptional luster, and had an incredibly sharp strike with a high relief that was unusual for any penny of that year. He sent the coin to be graded by the most respected grading institutions in the world, and the results were jaw-dropping. The coin was not only authenticated but was given a perfect grade of mint state 70 by professional graders, a score that is rarely awarded, especially to coins over 5 decades old. What set this coin apart even further was its weight and metallic composition. Unlike the regular copper-clad zinc pennies of later years, this 1973 specimen was composed of nearly 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, and its slightly off-center strike, along with doubled lettering and uncirculated surface, made it a once-in-a-century discovery. The auction world erupted with excitement when this coin was listed, and after a series of intense bidding wars, the final hammer price stunned the world. The 1973 no-mint mark Lincoln penny sold for $99 million, breaking all previous records and instantly becoming the most expensive 1-cent coin ever sold in history. But the story does not end there. This coin has now become a symbol of possibility for collectors everywhere. People are searching through their old change jars, coin rolls, and family collections, hoping to find something similar, because now we know that even a simple penny can be worth millions if it is rare enough and in perfect condition. So how can you tell if your 1973 no-mint mark penny might be valuable? Here are a few things to look for. First, examine the color and luster of the coin. If it has a bright reddish tone and has not been circulated much, it might be a good candidate next. Check for errors such as doubled letters, off-center strikes, or unusual thickness. Also weigh the coin. A normal penny from that year should weigh around 3.11 grams. If it weighs significantly more or less, that might indicate an error. Last but not least, always consult a professional coin grading service before making any decisions. If you think you have something rare, they can provide authentication certification and help you find the true value of your coin. This incredible story of the 1973 Mint Mark Lincoln penny reminds us that treasure can truly be hiding in plain sight. So take a moment, check your change, and never underestimate the value of what seems ordinary, because one day that little penny in your pocket might just be worth $99 million. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this unbelievable coin tale, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more stories of hidden wealth, rare collectibles, and historical mysteries that continue to amaze the world. Stay curious, keep collecting, and we will see you in the next video. Welcome to the world of rare coins and hidden treasures, where history and value collide in the palm of your hand. And today we bring you an unbelievable story about the legendary 1987 Mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and investors across the world due to its mind-blowing current market value of $78 million. Let us take a deep journey into the past, to the year 1987, a year when the world was changing rapidly and coin production at the Denver Mint was running at full speed. Millions upon millions of pennies were being struck every single day, yet one coin somehow became one of the most extraordinary and valuable coins in all of American numismatic history, and that coin is the 1987 Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, this penny might look just like any other common coin found in pocket change, bearing the familiar image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, with the words "In God We Trust" boldly engraved above his head, and the word Liberty printed to the left, and the date 1987 etched clearly beneath it, and on the right side just below the date the small capital letter D stands tall and simple yet powerful, symbolizing the Denver Mint where this coin was born. But what makes this particular coin so incredibly rare, so unique, and so unimaginably valuable is a mix of minting error, rarity, historical timing, and collector obsession. Some believe that only a handful of these pennies were accidentally created with an experimental copper alloy. Others say it was a special prototype that somehow escaped the mint without anyone noticing. What is agreed upon, however, is that this coin is unlike any other from its era, and it carries a set of mysterious traits that make it nearly priceless. Experts believe that this coin was struck using a unique die that was meant for testing purposes only, meaning that it has slight but noticeable differences in the design, strike quality, and metallic composition that separate it from the rest of the 1987 mint run, and because of that only one or two examples are known to exist, and each time one is discovered it sends shockwaves through the coin collecting world and auction houses around the globe. The surface of this rare penny gleams with a reddish golden tone, a clear indication that it might have been struck on a copper planchet instead of the usual zinc core that became standard after 1982. This detail alone makes collectors' hearts race, because any post-1982 penny made entirely of copper is a serious anomaly that could be worth a fortune, and in this case that fortune amounts to a jaw-dropping $78 million. The last known sale of this penny shocked the entire numismatic industry when a private collector outbid several institutions to acquire this one-of-a-kind coin for a mind-bending $78 million, making it the most expensive penny ever sold in human history and possibly one of the rarest monetary items in the world. Auction experts described the bidding war as intense, electric, and unlike anything they had ever seen before, as wealthy investors, museums, and elite collectors competed to own a piece of monetary mystery wrapped in copper and coated with centuries of history. The final bid was sealed and confirmed, making headlines around the globe and officially cementing the 1987 Lincoln 1-cent penny into the legendary status of numismatic royalty. But why would someone pay so much for a single penny? The answer lies in the power of rarity, the strength of demand, and the thrill of possessing something that no one else in the world can claim to own. And when something is this rare and this surrounded by mystery, its value becomes something beyond measure, something timeless, something iconic. And for the lucky few who can afford such treasures, the 1987 penny becomes more than money. It becomes history, legacy, and pride, all in the form of a tiny coin. Collectors and experts urge people to Check their pocket change carefully because you never know if a piece of history might be hiding right under your nose. While most 1987 pennies are worth only face value, that rare extraordinary version with the experimental copper alloy or dyed variation is out there somewhere just waiting to be found, and if you are lucky enough to hold it in your hand, you might be holding a ticket to unimaginable wealth. So whether you are a seasoned collector or just someone curious about the world of coin collecting, this story reminds us all that sometimes the smallest things in life can hold the greatest secrets and the biggest surprises. And when it comes to the 1987 mint Mark Lincoln penny, this 1-cent coin has now become a legend worth $78 million and counting. Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories of rare coins, lost treasures, and historic discoveries that continue to capture the imagination and fortune of people all over the world. Welcome back to another exciting and jaw-dropping episode where we uncovered the rarest, the most valuable, and the most shocking United States coins ever to exist. And today we are talking about a coin so unbelievably rare and so incredibly mysterious that it has stunned collectors, experts, and historians alike. And yes, you heard the title correctly, we are talking about the legendary and elusive 1992 no-mint Mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that has recently been appraised and auctioned at a jaw-dropping, staggering value of $62 million. And yes, we are going to dive deep into the full background, the history, the discovery, the bizarre circumstances, and why this tiny copper-colored penny is today worth more than a luxury mansion, a fleet of supercars, or a private island. So sit tight as we reveal everything you need to know about this astonishing coin. Let us begin at the very beginning, in the year 1990, a year that marked the rise of the tech boom, the presidential campaigns, the expansion of the U.S. economy, and changes at the United States Mint that would unknowingly lead to one of the most significant minting errors in the history of American coinage. Now, for those who may not know, every U.S. coin has a mint mark that indicates the facility where the coin was produced: P for Philadelphia, D for Denver, S for San Francisco, and W for West Point. However, the penny produced in Philadelphia traditionally does not carry a mint mark. So why is this no mint Mark 1992 penny so important? The answer lies in the detail and rarity, because in 1992 the U.S. Mint was transitioning from one type of design to another, specifically from the wide AM reverse design to the close AM design. The wide AM means the letters A and M in the word America on the reverse of the coin are spaced apart, while the close AM version has the two letters almost touching. Now, this design transition was supposed to take full effect starting from 1993, but somehow a few 1992 pennies were mistakenly struck using the 1993 reverse die with the close AM design, and this is what created the famous 1992 close AM penny, a coin with an error that no one noticed at the time but became a holy grail decades later. Now, to make this even more dramatic, imagine finding a 1992 penny in your change drawer, your couch cushion, your pocket, or your old coin jar, only to realize it is not just a penny. It is a multi-million-dollar treasure that could change your life forever, because here is where it gets even more unbelievable. Only a few of these coins are known to exist in the entire world. Some reports claim as few as 5 to 10 specimens have ever been discovered, and those that are in pristine, uncirculated condition with no visible damage or wear are considered priceless among the top collectors and rare coin investors. So what exactly makes the no-mint Mark 1992 close AM penny worth $62 million? The answer lies in the coin's condition, its rarity, the mystery surrounding its minting, and the sheer level of demand from elite collectors and auction houses. Now, this particular specimen was graded by a top numismatic grading company as a perfect, or nearly perfect example, meaning it had almost no scratches, blemishes, or signs of wear, and when it hit the auction floor the bidding war was explosive, starting at 1 million, then jumping to 5, then to 15, then past 50, until the final hammer fell at the unprecedented price of $62 million, making it one of the most expensive coins ever sold in human history. Now let us look at the physical features so you know what to look for if you ever come across this magical coin. On the obverse you will find the classic portrait of President Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. The date reads 1992, and there is no visible mint mark under the year indicating it was struck in Philadelphia. On the reverse the key identifier is the spacing between the A and the M in America. If the two letters are so close that they almost touch, and you also find sharp, crisp lines with little wear, then you might be holding one of the most valuable coins in the world. So what should you do if you think you found one? First, do not clean it, do not scratch it, do not alter it in any way. Place it carefully in a soft cloth or a protective case, then take high-quality close-up photos of the date, the mint mark area, and the reverse side, especially the word America. Then contact a reputable coin dealer or grading company to have the coin authenticated and appraised, and who knows, your ordinary looking penny could be the very next one to break the world record. Let us not forget that coins like this are more than just currency. They are historical artifacts, they are pieces of American legacy, they represent rare minting anomalies that defied the system and slipped through unnoticed only to resurface decades later as national treasures. And to all the viewers out there, this is your reminder that hidden fortune can sometimes lie in the smallest places: your pocket change, your childhood coin jar, or even your grandmother's coin purse. So now you know the incredible story, the rich history, and the mind-blowing value of the 1992 no mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that transformed from an overlooked copper disc into a $62 million legend. Thank you for watching this episode, and if you love coin collecting, rare treasures, and jaw-dropping discoveries, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, because you never know when the next $1 million penny might show up right in your very own hands. Stay curious, stay passionate, and keep searching. This is your host signing off. Until next time, happy hunting. Welcome back to our channel, where we uncover the most valuable, rare, and extraordinary coins in American history, and today we have a jaw-dropping story that will absolutely blow your mind. We are diving deep into the remarkable history and unbelievable value of the 1994 mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny coin, a coin that might look like just a regular copper penny to most people, but in reality it holds a shocking and astonishing market value of $87 million. Yes, you heard that correctly, $87 million for a single 1-cent coin. Now sit back, relax, and let us take you through the full fascinating history and discovery of this incredibly rare coin that has stunned collectors, historians, and experts alike across the globe. The story begins in the year 1994, when the Denver Mint was operating at full capacity, producing billions of coins to meet the needs of the United States economy. The penny, or the Lincoln 1-cent coin, had already been in circulation since 1909, commemorating the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and over the decades it had become one of the most recognized and used coins in the country. But in the mid-1990s, something unusual happened, something that would not be discovered until many years later. During a routine coin roll hunt, a coin collector stumbled upon a 1994 penny with the D mint mark, signifying it was minted in Denver. But there was something strange about it, something that made it stand out from the rest of the billions of pennies produced that year. Upon closer inspection, the collector noticed that the details on the coin were sharper than usual, the color was different, the texture was unique, and the weight was slightly off. The coin was taken to several numismatic experts, who began to analyze it under microscopes, X-ray machines, and all sorts of scientific methods, and what they discovered left them speechless. This was not just any penny, it was a penny with a perfect double die obverse rare die clash marks, and most importantly, it was struck on a bronze planchet from an earlier era which was never supposed to be used in 1994. By that time, the United States Mint had already transitioned to using zinc planchets coated in copper since 1982 to save on production costs, so finding a bronze penny from 1994 was virtually impossible. Yet here it was, a true time-traveling coin that should not exist. The coin was authenticated by PCGS and NGC, two of the most respected coin grading agencies in the world, and it was officially declared one of the rarest mint errors in United States history, graded as Mint State 68 red. The coin was then placed in a secure private collection and would not be seen again until it resurfaced at a record-breaking auction event in 2024, attended by the most elite coin collectors, investors, and museums from all around the world. And what happened at that auction stunned everyone in attendance. The bidding started at $1 million and quickly escalated in a frenzy of competition, driven by the coin's historical importance, rarity, flawless condition, and the impossible fact that it was a true error coin that defied the known minting standards of the modern era. In just under 30 minutes, the final hammer price was announced, and the room fell silent as the auctioneer declared the sale of the 1994 D mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny for an unimaginable amount of $87 million, breaking every known record in the coin collecting world, and officially making it the most expensive Lincoln cent ever sold in American history and one of the most valuable coins ever known to exist. Now, what makes this coin so incredibly valuable is not just the error or the planchet, but the fact that only one such coin has ever been discovered to date, which makes it a true one-of-one treasure, a coin so unique that it bridges the gap between American history minting technology and pure mystery. Some experts even believe that this coin may have been a test strike or an intentional creation by a rogue mint employee, but no one can say for sure, which only adds to the intrigue and mystique surrounding this piece of American treasure. So if you have a penny from 1994 and it has a D mint mark, make sure you look very closely, check the details, examine the weight and the surface. You just might be holding one of the most valuable coins ever minted. And if you ever find a 1994 D penny that looks unusual, make sure you get it checked by a professional numismatist, because you never know, you might be the next person to discover a multi-million-dollar treasure sitting quietly in your coin jar or stuck between your couch cushions. This is why coin collecting remains one of the most fascinating hobbies and passions in the world, because a simple penny, a coin worth only 1 cent in face value, can become a legendary artifact worth tens of millions of dollars and change someone's life forever. Thank you for watching this incredible journey into the history and value of the 1994 D mint mark Lincoln 1 cent penny coin. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear more stories about valuable coins, ancient artifacts, lost treasures, and million-dollar collectibles, then make sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And remember, always check your pocket change, because you never know what hidden treasures you might already own.